Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one season wonder with Shakhtar. We are in the 4th episode, the penultimate episode, and we've got Barcelona in today's game. But how did we get here? Let's show you the run we were on. So the next game following Dynamo Kiev was Rennes, where we scored in the 120th minute to get put through to the next round. We left it late in the league to score a 1-0 win from a free kick by Maicon. We then played in the second knockout round against Atalanta in the Europa League, and it was a comfortable 3-0 win in the first one. Koeman with a lovely little dink over the goalkeeper to make it 1-0 in the 70th minute, and we just ramped up from there. Maliashev scoring from the spot to make it 2 in the 78th, and then finally we also got a third. This time it was Dodo on the right hand side, bombing down the wing, was able to get a bit of luck past his man, but he then found the back of the net from that angle, making it 3-0. And we ended up with another 3-0 win. This time in the league, it was a first 2 minutes where we got the first goal. Ismaili coming all the way into the box and managing to slot it home in the near post to make it 1-0. And then not long after, on the 7th minute, we got another one. This time, it was Stepanenko who was able to provide it across to Konoplyanka, who put it into the bottom corner. It was a long wait to get the third. In the 93rd minute, we were able to get that number 3 to make it 3-0. Marcos Asensio playing it through to Alan Patrick, who was making that deep run, scoring to make it 3. We did have a little hiccup in the Europa League second leg against Atalanta. It was a 3-1 loss. In the first couple of minutes, Muriel scored to make it 1-0, and that put us on edge. They did also have a goal disallowed following this, which was even more worrying, but they then did get their second after a mistake from the defence. Duvan was able to play Ilicic through to make it 2-0. We weren't quite dead and buried though, as we were able to get the away goal that secured us through to the next round. Stepanenko into Tyson, who was able to turn his man and go through on his own and then finish plumly into the top left-hand corner. They did manage to get one back to make it closer from the penalty spot in the 91st minute, but nothing to worry about, we're through. We were then in the quarterfinals of the Cup, in the League Cup. It was a 4-1 win against the team that was in the division below, so we were always expected to get the win here. First it was a penalty, then Dodo was able to dink it to the back post for Koeman to volley it home in the 38th minute. We then got a third before they were able to retort back in the second half, with Marcos Asensio receiving the ball from a throw-in, playing it back to Ismaili on that left-hand side, who just went on a mazy run and then fired it from the edge of the box. Absolutely lovely finish. But like I say, they did manage to get one back just after half-time. They came out the blocks firing, and they did get one goal. Gerodosh getting that from a through ball from the edge, but we did then get another one, which was number 4 right at the end of the game on the edge of the box. Stepanenko stepped up and played it through to Marias, who laid it off to Tete, and it was number 4-1. And it was a 2-0 win in the league, this time against the Dnipro, and it was quite a debut for the young man, Mudryk, who was able to get on the score sheet. He's come up from the academy, the under-23s. He's been very, very good for us since coming up as well, creating some habits. Got the goal, and he also kind of got an assist for the second. Very influential. We then took on Alexandria in the semi-final of the Cup. It was a 1-0 win. Tyson able to nip the ball off the defenders and make them pay for that, putting us through to the final. In the run-up to the first leg of the Barcelona game, we did take on Lviv in the league. It was a 4-1 win for us. We did go 1-0 down very early on in the game, but we did fight back. We had a couple of injuries during this game as well, but Matvienko was able to play into Marcos Asensio, who then looked to drive forward into Mudryk, who couldn't quite get it through to Maicon, but it fell to Koeman, who smashed home from the edge of the box. Quite a quick turnaround there to make things level. And then 10 minutes later, we were able to get a second of the game. Mudryk this time driving forward. Very influential again, laying it off to Maicon. So he's got his assist, and Maicon's able to fire it home from the edge. Then a third, this time from a throw-in. Dodo was able to play it in again to Mudryk, who whipped that ball across to Alan Patrick, who scores an absolute worldie from the edge of the box on the volley. And then Tete finished things up with a penalty. So, as I said, this is the first leg of the Barcelona games. It was a 0-0 draw away from home. It's not too bad. We did have a little bit of a scare with them scoring a goal in the 40th minute, but it was deemed to be offside for Lenglet. So we were able to take into the second leg a 0-0 draw and a home advantage. And finally, before we get into today's game, we did finish with a 4-0 win in the league. Ismaili getting a lovely free kick to start with. And then we got a second in the 39th minute. Bolback coming down the right-hand side, laying it back to Maicon, whose shot was blocked, but Koeman was there to tuck the rebound home. And then there was a third just at the start of the second half. Ismaili coming down the left again, being absolutely fantastic all season. And he, in fact, got his second goal of the game with a right foot strike from inside the box. Was a hell of a run. And then finally in the 88th minute, just to round things off nicely to make it 4-0, Marcos Asensio played it out wide to Bolback. The fullbacks doing very well, lifting it into Koeman to finish things off. So there you have it. That is where we're at. We've got Barcelona in today's game to see if we can get through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. We are through to the final of the Ukrainian Cup. We've got Desna in that final, who are actually fourth in the league. So it might be a bit more of a challenge than you'd probably think. And then in the league itself, we can see here that we are top of that with 5 points clear and a game in hand. So it's all in our hands really for that. Not many games to go either. So be interesting to see how we do. But let's get into the game. We've got Barcelona today. It'll be a tough challenge to get through. They were very dominant in the last game, even scoring, as you saw, even if it was offside. But let's go. This is the lineup we're going for. Trubin in goal, Dodo, Christov and Bondar at the back with Ismaili at left back. Maicon, Stepanenko and Alan Patrick in the midfield with Marlos, Tyson and Fernando up top. Unfortunately, we do have Maliashev who's out injured, which isn't great. And Marcos Antonio's feeling his legs a little bit at the moment, so we're going to leave him off to start with, as I know there's going to be a lot of running to do in this game, so I want to make sure everybody's fresh to kick things off, and then we can just see how the game progresses. But we're still playing that no striker role. It seems to be working for us, playing slightly deeper and kind of holding things off and then passing the ball forward, and then every now and then having those players who can just dribble with the ball, run at the defenders. So that's nice to see. But let's see how we can get on, if we can get any further in the Europa League, and see if we can progress. And instantly from kickoff, they're through with Usman Dembele, and it is blocked. Luckily, Christov's able to clear. I was hoping it was just going to be a dud highlight straight away, but they nearly scored, but it's fine. It's nothing to worry about. We're still in the game, and we've got the home advantage. That's what we've got to think of. So Trubin's gone out at the back. He looks to go long out wide to Fernando, who's able to turn, and he's got loads of room in front of him. Is he waiting for anyone? He's waiting for the run by Tyson, who is put through. Can he finish this off to make it 1-0? He can. It's 1-0. Fernando with the pass. That's his 10th goal of the season. We're 1-0 up against Barcelona. They have to come at us now. It's looking good. We're doing okay. I mean, Fernando had so much time on the ball there. He was just waiting, and Tyson was just, wait, shall I make the run? Yes, he's made the run. Got past the defender who didn't have the legs on him. PK just was nowhere near him. And it was 1-0. And they've got a corner just before half-time. Let's try and get rid of this, boys. Messi's on it. I mean, he's an incredible player. He can change the game in an instant. The ball's shot off the... I couldn't even commentate over that because that happened so quickly. But the initial shot was blocked. De Jong had a second go at the ball, and he smashed it off the bar. We were able to clear, but they've got another corner straight away. Messi delivers once again. Can we head it clear? Bondar does well to head it out after Greenman's attempt. But Messi plays it in again. Marlos clears this time. And we're going away again. It looks like we've got a couple of injuries we've got to keep an eye on. So hopefully that doesn't stick around. Marlos looks like is the one injured. Have we got anyone we can bring on? Let's bring on Tete. I think he can do a job out there on that right-hand side. He's a player that wanted to leave us. We basically said, no, you can go at the end of the season because, you know, we're not around for more than one. And in the end, he's happy just to stick around anyway. Withdrawn his transfer request, all that stuff, which is good to see. It means the boys are going to bond better again. But we're into the second half. It's still 1-0, 5 minutes down. Only another 40 to go, and then we're good to go through to the semi-finals. But there's some big teams in the next round. There's undoubtedly probably going to be PSG, who's actually in the Europa League, which is ridiculous. and even AC Milan and Roma, one of those boys will be going through for sure. So we're keeping the ball quite nicely here, showing Barca how it's done with a bit of tiki-taka, and then a ball up to Tyson, which is lovely stuff. He's all on his own. He's gone past two. Can he finish? He does. What a run. That is unbelievable. I tell you what, for 33 years old, he's a player that I'm certainly looking at bringing in for different saves if I ever would do them. Because crikey, that was a run and a half, a ball forward. Tyson was able to get that ball and just run at the defence, the dribbling. And that's what the boys do very well. We start deep and we just run at players. We make those issues. That's why we win so many penalties, free kicks, as well as obviously getting goals like that when he goes on a mad one and absolutely smashes things out of the park. I mean, it's 2-0. We're looking very confident at the moment. And we're keeping the ball around the back very nicely, showing Barca how it's done. The tiki-taka style. Fernando's been played out wide. He's cutting inside now into Tyson. The only thing is, obviously, there's no one sat forward, but it's those late runs that we tend to have. Tyson normally brings it in, is either able to run himself or bring in those extra players, so the box-to-box midfielder, the Mazzalas that are involved. Is that a penalty? We're claiming for a penalty. He's off to go and have a look. Could Tyson get his hat-trick here? I mean, he's definitely earned it if it is a penalty. I'm hoping it is, because a 3-0 going into the final 20 minutes would be lovely to sit on. The tension is unbreakable. It's no penalty. Okay, so it's a free kick? He was like inside the box, though. Okay, sure. Well, we've got a free kick, and it is almost a corner. It's like a short corner in hockey. Ball comes across. I don't even know who that was to, because no one was even sat at the back post for that. But it came out to Tyson, who's looking forward to Tete. Is he going to be able to make something happen? He's been doubled up on, but looks to play it back, and it isn't quite reaching our players. But we've received the ball again, and we're looking all the way back to the keeper. Nothing to worry about there. And we just rebuild again. We're happy to rebuild. Nothing to worry about. Comes into Alan Patrick. He's got plenty of time and space on the ball. Plays it through to Tete. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Is he going to finish? He does. And it's 3-0. I can't quite believe what I'm seeing. We're smashing Barcelona 3-0. The boys have been fantastic. I'm very happy with that. Bondar into Alan Patrick, whose ball over the top to Tete. Look at all those men running from deep. It's just what you want to see, and it's 3-0. Okay, so I've made a couple of changes. Mudrik's come on the left-hand side for Fernando, and we've also brought on Marcos Antonio in the midfield as well, just to give us a bit more legs, liven things up a little bit, but nothing too much. Dodo does well to win that header. It's come out to Lenglet, to Jordi Alba. They've only got a few minutes left, so I'm feeling pretty confident, but if they do manage to level things somehow, they do go through. Is that Conrad De La Fuente playing for Barcelona? He's gone all the way through. Shoots. It's a good save by Trubin, the youngster in goal, who's come in for Piatov following that big injury. I mean, he's been fantastic. And Mudrik's been one of those players as well, coming through the academy in this first season. Very, very well. So let's see if are we able to nab this ball off them before we can create anything else? Or is it we're gonna sit and take 3 points? It'd be interesting to see how things go. We're doubled up on him out there, but he's still managed to find Braithwaite. But Mudrik's able to cut that out, and now we're gonna go forward. This is what we do very, very well. Maicon into Mudrik. When teams attack us and throw bodies forward, we tend to do even better because we're able to break on them. But this time, it looks like we'll have a bit of an issue. Oh, what a save by Trubin there from Conrad. I mean, he's kept, even though it's 3-0, he's not taking any chances, putting his body on the line, and it's a headed clear by Christoph. And we managed to get it, not quite Tyson though, and he's going to get onto this. No, they've got very few players back. Is he going to be able to get his hat-trick? He's running all the length of the pitch. I'm sure he's going to look to get the ball across, and it's out for a corner for us, but that's got to be surely it. We're going to, I'm sure, see the corner, but nothing else will happen in the game, I'm hoping. Mudrik with that comes in. PK heads clear. Not the best headed clearance, but Sergio looks away to Conrad. And this looks like it might be it. They've had a dominant performance, to be fair. They've not done badly, Barca, but we've took our chances. We've made them ourselves. We've forced errors. We've done all that good stuff. Conrad's been pretty good since he's come on for them. But otherwise, not much for them to really be happy about after a 3-0 loss to us when we've kept him at 0-0 at home. Can we see this clearance go long and us... I don't know why I said long, because of course they're going to play it short. Marcus Antonio into Stepanenko, out wide to Mudryk. He's got past his man. Can he get past PK? He does. Crikey, we might get a fourth. Are we going to get a fourth? That would be quite something. He's kept hold of it after a challenge from PK. He's played back to Ismaili. He's got to have a shot. No, it's Mudryk. Plays it across. It's cleared by Lenglet, but Mudryk's not going to quite get there. And come on, ref, just blow the whistle now. They're not even going to get a point. They're not even going to get close to getting a draw. And we're going to go through. That's just how it's going to work. Look, here we go. Ismaili throws it in. It's out to Braithwaite, which I still can't believe Barcelona has bought Martin Braithwaite. But there you have it. It's a 3-0 win. We're through to the next round. Into the semi-finals of the Europa League, which is... I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting us to get there. We've got AC Milan in the next round, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But we'll either probably see you for the Europa League final or for the Cup final with Desna, depending on how the Europa League goes. But I hope you did enjoy. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.